Hi, good morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to be trying to knock the hum out of this radio, but first, my first project actually is this microphone mixer. Something new in my shop here. So instead of being dependent on just two or one stereo mic, which is up here where you can't see it, I'm able to plug in a couple more microphones. This thing is worth having in my shop. The problem with it is it's just battery operated. It's running on batteries right now. So if I turn it off, you'll hear my voice kind of fade out. It's probably gone kind of crackly. And then if I turn it back. Ooh, okay, I don't know what all that noise was, but hopefully I didn't blow your speakers up and the like. Even though this has a very low draw, the battery will die on it and I will forever forget to turn it off. That's what's going to happen. So battery can last maybe 4, 5, 6 days in one of these. So I'm going to end up doing the battery thing. I don't want to do that. What I'd much rather do is power this from the little power supply. And I have one here. It says 9 volts on it. Fat chance it's 9. I'm going to try to power this with one of these. Now I've had varying success in doing this with this kind of stuff. These things can be a little hummy. And supplying a tiny amount of hum into here is bad news. After all, this is a microphone mixer. A little bit of hum goes a long ways. On the other hand, this thing draws almost no power. So with almost no power being drawn, there's a good chance this will be hum free. So as for 9 volts, I'll bet you, we're going to measure this, I'll bet you it's way off from 9 volts. I'm taking bets right now. I'll bet you it says 15 or more. Measured with a high impedance microphone. High impedance, yeah, high impedance voltmeter. Okay, what do we got on the end of these wires? Now I could go ahead and put it on the scope and do all that kind of stuff. See what kind of hums there. The best thing I do is hook it up briefly on this, quickly on this, and see what it does. Here we go. Hey! I bet you think I cheated and tested it first. 15. But you know what? These kinds of devices, they're really not very voltage sensitive. Little extra voltage, maybe that's going to translate to a little more volume coming out of here. Of course, in the middle of me doing this, I'm going to go off. My sound's going to go off. And the other thing I got to do, I've set up a wireless headphone system in here. Let me see if I can hear myself. Yes, I can. Okay. So with these headphones on, I am now hearing exactly what you hear on the video. Normally, I'm just listening in my shop with my ordinary, everyday ears. So sometimes I miss things that are coming across on the microphone. I'm not hearing them, or coming across interference, things like that, going right into the audio of my videos. I don't hear it, but I will now. So I gotta get the polarity right here. Something I should have checked. Okay, one wire has a white marker line on it. We'll assume that's the positive. And we got a positive reading on the meter here. So positive is the white one. Plug that until the last moment. Get a couple clip leads here. the red one on the positive here. Probably hooking it up backwards. Probably not a very good thing on here. Some electronic devices kind of have a little bit of protection. If you hook up the power supply backwards, nothing will happen. But others, okay, so we're going to pull this off, and my voice will start fading out. Bye. There we go. Absolutely sure I'm not doing something stupid. Okay, what do you think? So I can hear a hum, but I suspect the hum is just coming at sound in my shot. Okay, let me go back to this guy here. Okay, I'd say I do not hear a hum at all now. Definitely a small amount of hum. Let's just see if I can knock it out. Let's see, this is a 50 microfarad capacitor. Seemed to do a thing. I'm surprised. I would have thought that would have done something. Negative. Didn't seem to do anything. Okay, so for now I think I'm going to accept the hum that's coming with this. Well, I've got the headphones I'm wearing are really good for bass reproduction. They're among the best I've got for that. So maybe I'm hearing it even a little bit louder than you might hear it in your speakers or something like that. We'll try a video or two like this. Now I've got to hook this up to here. So let's see, I need something I don't have here. Huh, I thought I saw something. I need to do something temporary here. If I put two clips on the end of the wire, clip it on. It's definitely a hum there. You know what? I think I'm just going to leave it as a battery for now. really don't want to introduce hums, because often I'm trying to track down a hum. Having it on the video is not going to help. I'm really surprised sticking a capacitor on here didn't kill it. That's what I was kind of counting on. So I'll fiddle around with this another time. Let's get at the radio here. Okay, so the objective with this radio now is to knock out the hum. Nope, it's not good. Just one of the little clips just came off, not surprising. So what's this big capacitor here? Black lead. And wires are pretty stiff again. Two reds and a black. 50 and 50. That's easy enough. I'd be able to make all the connections using these wires right where this other capacitor is. So I'm going to cut these off here. Try to keep my options open. Wow. Come on out of there. Boy, that was really pinched tight. Okay, these are the wires. There's another electrolytic in here. It's the bypass capacitor, and I'm not even sure what kind of output's on here yet. It looked to me like there might be two output tubes and push-pull, but that, you know, that's a little much for a little fairly little speaker like that. There we go. Let's get two capacitors here. Okay, two here, 47's at 160 volts. That'll be good. Let's twist the negative here. Two positives. That's going to work out good. Sure about getting them in the clip. Might be able to. Solder them right up tight to the base of the capacitor. Let's see the other red one here. I'm going to solder them close to the base of the capacitor so there isn't a lot of positive wire exposed. This one's not quite so long. Let's get it under here. Okie dokie. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, a little shop accident happening there in the background. Flipped on my soldering iron, which is sitting here on the power cable to my wonderful little box, laying right on the soldering iron. I can see some copper right in there. Son of a gun. Well, I think I'm lucky that wasn't switched on. Probably wouldn't have mattered because it's on an isolation transformer, but wow, how do accidents happen? There's a way right there. Here's another way. I left my coffee sitting on the bench here. Never do that. Never. Well, almost never. Okay. So much excitement in here this morning. Wow. Come on, wires. Take the solder. Doesn't look too good. Sometimes these old wires will not take solder. Probably because they have a layer of corrosion on them. There it goes. Oh. A little more bad camera work. looks good. Let's see. Yeah, it's got it all. Yeah, they're not going to make it to here. Pretty loose and floppy. Probably okay for testing the radio right now. I'm probably going to change out a bunch of these capacitors as much as I actually don't want to. I don't want to invest too much time into this particular radio. Well, I don't think it's going to cause an electrical problem. I can't move that far. Just here in the shop. I can either like hot glue them to the base here or do something like that. Okay, this will be our first time to really hear this radio operate. Just double checking, make sure I did do the negatives to the ground. Yes. Now I've got to solder this little antenna lead thing back on. Antenna, speaker lead thing. When I was working in the power company and I'd meet a new engineer or something like that and get to know him, one of the early questions I would ask is, do you want a soldering iron? 8 times out of 10 the answer was no. Why would I want a soldering iron? And then 2 times out of 10 they say yes, of course I have a soldering iron. I used to use that as the separate the children from the adults. I was going to say something else, but that would be kind of sexist. Normally you push a wire right through these things, solder them on, and then trim the end off. It comes right out the tip here where I have the soldering iron. You can see the old wire tip there. I don't know if I got that. I don't know. No, I do now. So it's not anywhere near long enough to do the trick. Hot, but not a lot of heat. If I just get more wire here, I'll be okay. Don't think I'm going to try to get the old one out of there. Oop. Yeah, I got it. I just felt it sink onto the wire. That's a good sign. Apparently not a good enough sign. Big gold thing holding onto the wire I'm trying to heat up. I don't think it's going to work. Got it. Now, maybe these are new, they're empty of solder. There, see it just sunk in there? Okay, got it this time. Now, got big blobs of solder on the outside of it here. So I'm flexing this wire a lot too, right down in there. Okay, I think we're good to go here. Just cool this off a bit. That's not the best way to find out if it's still hot, by the way. I guess occasionally it is. Okay, spin this guy around. What is going to happen when I turn this guy on? I'm going to give this one 25% chance of working as it is. That's my gamble. Well, as is, without an antenna. We'll worry about that later. See if we get anywhere with it. Stuck it all the way in. Almost all the way in. Oh, what was that? Something got caught on something there. There we go. It's good enough for now. Switch is off. Let's switch it on. And plug it in. Let's move our camera over here. Okay, volume is down to start. I'm on the dim lights here. So far so good. Yeah, tube's heating up. Any big blasting hum come out of it. Okay, I think I hear it there. Let's turn it up. That's not very good. That's good. Remember, no antenna, Jim. No antenna. Okay, let's hook it up to a temporary outdoor antenna. I'm forgetting the loop. Okay, so this is not a very good way to operate this radio because it has a really needs the antenna on it, but this may get some sound coming through it. Volume. Oh. Hello. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm tuning my wireless headphones. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm using wireless headphones, so I'm picking up some strange stuff, no doubt. Okay, put on an antenna. How come it made sound and then stopped? Good. Got a chance to test the on off switch. So, situation is the radio works. Next things to do with it is reattach the proper loop antenna, and we'll probably be stunned at how well this thing works without doing anything else to it. Looks like I'm going to achieve my goal. If this radio had its other knob, then I would put the time into it to restore it fully. But without that knob, it's just never going to see the value again. There's a crack right in here. But it will clean up and look a lot nicer once it's cleaned up. So, good. Okay, that's great. Thanks for watching today. And off I go to do other things in the beautiful, I hate to say this for those of you in the southern states, the weather up here has been fantastic. Just sun all day and about 20 degrees, 22 degrees, maybe 24 today. Fantastic. See ya.